All right, 2K fans, I've been walking around the neighborhood and I've been noticing some things, and I was seeing a lot of low overall players, and it's one of those things where it's like, why are they using so many low? I figured it out. There you go. It was the fact that a lot of people were figuring out which build they wanted to use for the NBA 2K League Combine, and it's a pretty smart thing to do now, so that way when it comes time to get started, you only got 4-hour windows on specific dates, so you don't kind of want to spend or waste time during those play windows testing builds out when you can kind of see what you want going in. But that did beg me a couple of questions. I was talking with my boy late last night playing the game, and we were thinking about, well, why choose certain builds and not others. Now, I essentially said that maybe these builds were chosen because this is a new version of the game, or a more focused version of the game for NBA 2K League games. So they chose these builds to kind of see whether you can contest against dribble blow by animations, whether you can contest against different types of cheesable moves, and just finding a way to make the system ungameable for the overall entirety of the community. Now, he brought up an interesting point. Well, why not put lockdown defenders on there in any position except for the paint protector, the lockdown, the pure paint protector? So essentially, I said I'm not sure. Now, that one I couldn't answer, but I did come up with some good talking points, and he and I kind of kicked it back and forth with one another, and we went over a few things, and it made me decide that, hey, I need to talk to the community about this one. So after the conversation, I realized something, that maybe, just maybe, what if we're not getting a 90 overall my career character, but a 90 overall NBA 2K character? So essentially, in the past few years, NBA 2K, people have found out that if you recreate your 95 overall character outside of my career, and as a creative player, that character doesn't come anywhere near 95. If anything, he's a 70, a low 70, or mid 70 at the end of the day. So will we get something that's more along the lines of that? Another thing I was wondering is, will the badges be the exact same badges that we expect? Because the badges will be predetermined. So like my two-way shot creator can have a total of 25 badges plus a couple of like emotional badges, mental badges, and things like that. So essentially, when they say predetermined badges, now I'm assuming that they're taking mental badges out of the equation when it comes down to it, except for maybe like hot hand or something like that. But I'm assuming that they're taking the mental badges out of it. So will you have the ability, if you got a pure sharpshooter, what level will his Hall of Fame, what level will his limitless range be available from, and things like that? So will the Hall of Fame limitless range go to the shooting guard pure sharp, or the small forward pure sharp? Now my personal estimation is that that'll go more so to the shooting guard than it will the small forward, and the reason being is the small forward's height automatically gives him a better shot when it comes down to it, a better overall shot when it comes down to it. So there were a couple of things that I was taking into consideration when it boils down to it. Will you be able to customize your person's height and weight, his wingspan, this, that, and the other, or will you be stuck with a predetermined height, weight, and wingspan? These are questions. I'm gonna continue to look and see if we finally get some answers for these questions. Maybe somebody found out, maybe somebody knows something. As I get more information, I'm always gonna let you guys know and just share my opinions on it, share my thought about it with you. Now, another thing is that if you can't customize the player's, height and weight, will you be able to customize the animations? Will you be able to customize what dribble pull up you use? These little things right here are a key factor. And I would assume that you can customize his or her, his dribble pull up, his turnaround jumper, and hopefully the dunks that you have available. Because I'm sorry, at the end of the day, I don't want to be able to do all the dunks. There's certain dunk packages I just don't like using. So it comes down to, these are questions that are still left unanswered. And as we figure out more, we get closer to it. At one point, we're going to get these answers. Like I said, I got more information I want to share with you guys about what's going on within the 2K League and how this stuff is unfolding, and just share my opinion. But remember, when you're thinking about which build you want to use, take these little pieces of information into consideration. Just maybe you might not have the same badges that you would expect from your My Career player. Just maybe you won't have the same overall in the aspect of My Career versus NBA 2K leagues overall. So understand these things moving forward. Hope that we can all at least give ourselves custom jumpers at least. Hope that we can at least customize the animations, the dribble moves that we use, the different types of shots that we use. Hopefully we'll get a chance to customize all of those. So think about these things when you're moving forward and creating your character. Take a look at the other builds in the neighborhood to see which ones are being used the most, and kind of try to lean against that, lean away from that. So that way, I won't say it's not that you're not competing with that, but you're bringing something a little more unique to the table. So there's still a lot more information out there. When I find out, I'm gonna drop it on y'all, let y'all know, give y'all my feedback from it. Until then, man, I'm gonna catch y'all guys on the next video, and I'm out.